Hello, I'm Andrew Wylie, and I'm going to take you through the Theatre Green Book Home Survey Tool. Its use for for generating a sustainability plan for your theatre. When you open up this Excel document, make sure you save a copy of it. You'll be presented with a screen which has a series of tabs along the bottom. One called the Building Survey Tool, and then Basic, Intermediate and Advanced for recording your progress and working towards your certification. The Home Survey Tool Excel spreadsheet is a simple document that is now it replaces the online survey tool, so you can keep hold of this yourself and modify and annotate this to help you build it into a very useful document for recording and making plans for positive action for decarbonisation and sustainability measures for your theatre. When you open the Building Survey Tool tab, you'll see that there is a series of titles across the top, categorized under the first column with the type of project that might an intervention. We start with the easy wins. As you scroll down through this, you'll see that we then move on to maintenance projects, and then capital projects with increasing levels of complexity and capital investment required to achieve a successful outcome for each of these measures. As you're working through this, you start with the question. I'll zoom in on this just so that we can see. And let us, in the first instance, pick draft proofing to cavity wall insulation. Let's say that we know that because of our building age and type, this building has got cavity wall insulation, and there's no need for any additional measures to improve our cavity wall insulation. If this is the case, or a case for any of these questions where it's not applicable or you've already completed this, select the row, right click on it, and hide the row. It's there if you need to go back to it, but it will not form part of your sustainability action plan. But let us say that we do need to draft proof our doors. We have got external doors with no draft proofing. We might need to add draft proofing strips, improving our seals on them. So what we then do is we indicate in here where this location might be. So let's say it's our foyer doors. We do that in that, and the recommendations and the next steps is to find a suitable builder or manufacturer to quote. But let us say that actually it's not just the foyer doors that need insulating. We may have other doors. So I've now right clicked on the row and I want to copy this row. We create a new row, we right click again, and we insert the copied cells. This time we can annotate where these doors are, and this might be a separate dressing room block. Say dressing rooms. So we know now that we've got a project, an easy win project, which is draft proofing to the foyer doors and also draft proofing to the dressing room doors. And we work our way through these questions, looking at each question one by one, answering yes, no. We can add rows in where there are multiple different locations. We can hide rows where we know that we've already completed the work, and the outcome of this will then be a really thorough review of the whole building and potential projects. Let's pick another one. Local electric heaters. So this is looking at efficiency in maintenance projects. Do you have areas that are heated off the radiator system but aren't often used? Well, install, if that is the case, recommendations here are to install local electric heaters with smart controls. I think the key thing here being smart controls, making sure that the heaters are only used when needed. working your way through full set of questions will result in a quite substantial plan for your building, but pre-categorized. Let's just look at that. The same for all sets of um, whether it's a maintenance project, whether it's a quick win, or in third place the capital project. We will always work through looking at the insulation, making sure that the building envelope is as high performing as possible so we consume the least amount of energy. We'll then look at the systems which we use within the building, so making sure that they are efficient, um, and that we've got right controls and measures in place for use of those. And finally, we look at the renewable energy, so low carbon, no carbon source of energy for the use of for heating and consumption within the building. And then within each section, there is always measures indicated around biodiversity and water use. Having completed this, you then have a live document that you can modify over time. You can remove and update as you complete projects, as you seek funding. We then have the three coloured tabs: basic, intermediate, and advanced. We'll just have a look at these. So here we have a log sheet for ticking the completion of different stages, which aggregate up to giving you your achieving your basic level, according to the Theatre Green Book. So again, simple drop-down use of cells in the cells here. So basic standard step one is to prepare your sustainability plan using the building survey tool, identifying those easy win maintenance projects and capital projects. So we've done that. And the other really important thing here is gathering information so that we can record and we can see what our monthly energy usage is, so that you can report on this and you can see the improvements through undertaking those improvement projects. So let's say we have managed to achieve that. So again, having already been through the home survey tool, we will have identified easy wins, insulating roofs, balconies, walls, and put that in hand. So that means, very importantly, put that in hand. That actually, and we'll see it in the notes here, put in hand means placing an order so that we know that this work will go ahead. So let us say that we have placed orders for any insulation work which we've identified, and then the any upgrades. So that's the point which we talked about previously around the use of or the improvement for draft proofing of doors and windows. If that's necessary, we put that in. Need to ensure that that has been put in hand. And so on. We work through this. If there is a blue drop down box with a drop down menu next to it, all of those measures are necessary to be able to claim the basic level according to the Theatre Green Book. The same process occurs intermediate and advanced. With this, though, you'll see the ratcheting up of the standard and the level of obtainment with this. So step one for basic is to prepare sustainability plan and identifying those projects. Intermediate, is where you need to actually develop those plans in more detail, seeking professional advice, whilst at the same time completing your easy wins and putting in hand the works for the maintenance projects. And then again, that next level of obtainment with advanced standard requires you to carry out the capital projects that you have identified in your sustainability plan, raising the funds and seeking permission where is needed. And we also need to be recording and comparing the energy consumption of your building, and being able to log and report the savings with that investment. But still, you'll see here, is working through the same steps as for basic, intermediate, and advanced, making a plan, looking at your insulation, looking at your efficiency of your systems, and then your renewables, and then supporting biodiversity and reduction in water usage. This is all something which you can work through yourselves. However, please do get in contact via the help email address on the Theatre Green Book website for any additional support or help, or any comments or considerations for any future editions of the Building Home Survey Tool spreadsheet. Thank you very much.